Hey guys, Pastor Troy here. I'm going to be honest with you. I really hate waiting. My wife will tell you that I'm a pretty impatient guy sometimes. But I was thinking about that, and I think we all hate waiting, don't we? Whether you're stuck waiting in traffic, whether you're waiting for a parcel to arrive in the mail, or whether you're waiting for the wind to die down so you can finish your video, or whether you're waiting for a text back from somebody, we hate waiting. And we live in a culture that hates waiting too. We've grown so accustomed to this fast-paced, goal-oriented, productivity-focused lifestyle that we don't really know what it is to wait, and we can't stand waiting. We see waiting as just a total waste of time, totally pointless, something to be avoided at all costs. And the crazy thing is, we're now in this place where we're in a season of forced waiting. We can't avoid it. We're all waiting for a vaccine, waiting to see loved ones, waiting for things to reopen. And so we're in this season of waiting, and we don't know how long it's going to be. I was talking to a family, a couple, and they're waiting now to get married. They were going to get married this week, and now they can't. And for my wife and myself, we're waiting to see her family in England. So we're all waiting, and our culture just can't stand waiting. But the interesting thing is that God sees waiting differently. That actually, even though our culture sees waiting as a waste of time, God sees waiting as an opportunity to grow something in our lives. The Bible says that God works in our waiting. In fact, there's that famous passage in Isaiah, right, where it says, "Those who wait on the Lord will be renewed in their strength." They'll mount up. They'll be like, rise up on wings like eagles. And so it's a season that can strengthen us, that can bring us into the future, that can bring us forward as a time of preparation for what's ahead. Think about this jalapeno plant. I love hot peppers. I love making hot sauce. I love eating hot peppers. I love everything about them. And I love growing hot peppers. But there's a long season between when I plant this and when I harvest the pepper. But that season of waiting is a season of growth. It's a season of potential. And actually what I do during that season of waiting determines how fruitful the plant will be. If I spend that season nurturing and watering and fertilizing the fruit, the jalapeno plant, it will bear more fruit in its season. And that's so much like us. If we can be intentional about the space and the time of waiting that we're in right now, it can actually be a season that brings us forward. It's not a big waste of time, something to get through until we get back to normal, but it's actually a season that's bringing us forward. And so seasons of waiting are not a waste. God uses them in our life. So I would encourage you to consider what God is planting in your life during this season of waiting, and to ask Him, how can you nurture that in your life? How can you make space? We see Jesus often going into times of solitude by Himself to make space to pray and to meditate and to be in God's presence. So how is God using this season of waiting to grow something in your life? And ask Him how you can learn to wait well, to be still, to know that He is God. Because it's the season between the planting and the harvest that really is the most difficult. But that's often the season where God is most at work in our life. Maybe to end, I'll just say Psalm 27:14 says, "Wait patiently on the Lord. Be brave and courageous. Yes, wait patiently on the Lord." It actually takes bravery and courage to wait well. But one thing is for sure, waiting is not a waste.